Hello and welcome back to the Milltown Way podcast. This is episode 15. I'm Ryan Brennan. I'm joined here as always by Adam Casey. And well, we have a little bit of a special episode this week. We don't have a game to review, unfortunately, as we thought we would have. Shamrock Rovers fixture with Dundalk that was scheduled to take place on Friday evening in Tallaght Stadium was postponed due to the weather conditions and waterlogged pitch. But we'll get on to Shelbourne away and, well, the chicken goujon cauldron that it is.
Of course.
And of course, we'll look at the reasons for it being postponed. Of course, it was waterlogged. But yeah, Adam,
Should we start with the game that was meant to take place?
the league opener, the banker, the one that couldn't fail, that did
Yeah.
fail.
Well, I was meant to what start? Pitch inspection was about 11 today. They announced that there would be an inspection last night. And then about the news came out about half 11, maybe quarter to 12.
The horrendous
that,
news.
That the game's postponed and we have to wait another week for our fix of Rovers entertainment.
Exactly, for your rovertainment. But yeah, no, obviously, fans excited, ourselves included in that. Excited to get the league underway and get back at it again. And obviously, already been in Tallaght Stadium for the President's Cup, but to be back in Tallaght Stadium for the real competitive football,
Yeah.
it was disappointing to have the game prolonged. And now the league opener is Shelbourne away instead of Dundalk at home. It changes perspective just slightly.
Yeah, makes the first game like a massive Dublin derby, an away Dublin derby to start with, and obviously Shells are opening their league campaign tonight, so it'll be their second game of the campaign, and they're opening their season with a game against Waterford down there, which is now, if I'm correct, that's the game on TV now tonight.
No, Derry and Sligo got into that slot. Just to a 8 o'clock kickoff, taking Rovers and Dundalk's place. We are recording this episode as well, just to note, on the Friday evening, so we don't know the results of the games.
Just yeah,
Should
have done a live episode.
A little watch along. There's been a goal with the Who, Adam Casey. Look, it's obviously, as we've already touched on, it's disappointing that we couldn't get the league get going alongside everyone else. It's the only game postponed. Adam, your criticism of games taking place in the Aviva Stadium. Well, if Rovers were involved in that one this year, they'd be playing football this weekend.
That's true, but also we wouldn't be playing football where we want to play football. So swings and roundabouts. Yeah. Obviously, every other game is going ahead this weekend. But I suppose the only other game in Dublin this weekend is in the Aviva, which, being the National Stadium, you presume will be able to handle the bad weather conditions.
Yeah, well, that's the National Stadium, and well, the one that hosted Rovers winning the double in November gone. Now Bows and Pats are playing in it on Sunday afternoon. For what reason? Well, we don't know. They didn't win anything.
No, neither of them. Losers Cup.
But yeah, disappointment that obviously the league's delay for Shamrock Rovers, and well, Dundalk, they'll be disappointed that the game hasn't gone ahead. Criticism from rival supporters, as maybe you would expect. Any opportunity they get to have a dig at Shamrock Rovers, the overwhelming dominant force of Ireland at the minute.
Yeah. We're in their head. They can't keep us out of their mouth, really.
No, they can't. They'll find something to bring Shamrock Rovers into the equation. The criticism mainly is that a club of Shamrock Rovers' stature shouldn't have a pitch waterlogged.
No,
due to these conditions.
That's the main criticism, which
I don't really, not to be biased in any way, probably am slightly.
Yeah.
But no, not aside from the facts are the facts. Shamrock Rovers don't own Tallaght Stadium.
No,
they can't, and it doesn't. It's not really reasonable for them to pump money into a stadium that they don't own.
That's owned by the council.
Yeah, it's the council have invested in Tallaght Stadium. The North Stand obviously recently done in the past few years to bring that capacity up to 10,000. But aside from that, it would make no sense for Shamrock Rovers to go invest in Tallaght Stadium essentially, unless they saw some way that they were going to claim it as their own. Tallaght Stadium is a surface that's played on more times than you're out, than just if the club owned it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have amateur rugby games on there, or college level games. You have the Ireland women's team playing there, underage football being played there. You
Yeah,
know, the surface is used for a lot more than that, so it takes a lot more than
takes it so.
if Shelbourne Stadium, Talk Park they only host Shelbourne's home games. They
Yeah,
hosted, of course, the promotion relegation playoff last year, but aside from that, it's Shelbourne, and then that's
that's
it.
it. Yeah,
They don't see anything between this year, well, not even this year, because they played their home games in Tala Stadium for the Conference League.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Shelbourne fans having a pop at Tala Stadium, but sure, they're happy to play their games there
yeah.
because their stadium doesn't meet the requirements.
They're happy to oh, not even sell it out. So
They only sold it out for Crystal Palace.
that's only because everyone wanted to see a bit of Mateta. Boom, boom, boom.
Without us in your row. But yeah, like that, it's a little bit of unjust criticism, maybe from the outside looking in. If you weren't too knowledgeable on the fact, maybe you would then see it as a valuable point. But other than that, as I said, Rovers don't own the ground.
No.
If they were to put money into making this pitch durable for weather conditions like what we've seen in the recent weeks, so to speak, it would just seem unjust. So, and as well as that, the weather we've seen recently.
It's not something that we usually. It's never been this bad. Like it's. I don't think it's stopped raining since 2026 has started.
Yeah, like that. These conditions, these storm. I know it's not necessarily storm, but these type of rainfalls that you see, they're not a weekly occurrence. So it doesn't. Also, another reason that if the council are going to look at this and say this is a serious issue, it needs to be happening more than what it
Yeah.
is, and it doesn't happen that often.
No.
Yes, there was a game postponed last year due to, I think it was the snow.
That
Was
was that's different though. Like
it? That yeah, exactly.
again, snow. Like
But of course,
doesn't
but
matter how good the pitch is.
yeah, but this is it. Um, like that.
That was also postponed. Fairly close to.
That one oh yeah. So we had the
There
two
was
then.
there
Yeah,
was two. Yeah.
there was Drogheda in the snow, and then there was Cork City.
Yeah. Cork City was only cancelled about an hour or so before.
Less.
Yeah,
I think it was half an hour. I got to the ground, and there was Cork City fans
Yeah.
outside the ground.
And they were kicking off. Remember?
They were yeah.
Yeah.
They had flares and the whole lot.
I remember you. I remember that.
And then I seen Cork fans rising to the occasion about the news today, saying that they should wait until half an hour before kickoff to announce that the game's going to be postponed. So they're not over it yet.
No, it's still
But nonetheless,
still sitting with them.
it is sitting with them. But nonetheless, of course, it's also understandable that they were rightly annoyed at that
Yeah,
time. It
after
should have
making
been
a trek up, like
yeah, like could you imagine if we were standing outside
you'd be
Turner's
fuming.
Cross?
you would be, yeah.
You wouldn't be a happy camper to
No,
make that
no.
long trip. But yeah, like that. Look, in it with Tala Stadium, it's won pitch of the year multiple occasions.
Yeah.
You can't really fault it. These are more or less one-off occasions. Yeah, there was two games last year. It's not an occurrence that happens every week.
Yeah.
It's probably happened 3 to 4 times maybe in the past 2 years. You can't it's not the council aren't going to look at this with.
No.
They're not going to treat it really seriously, are they?
No.
From that perspective, to think this is if it was a weekly occurrence and Tallaght Stadium wasn't up to scratch on it every week,
Yeah, there'd be reason to concern, but it's
then
very sporadic. It doesn't happen often.
no, it doesn't. It's yeah, and it's as well as look, I know people are making the point that it also kind of diminishes the league's reputation to see games getting postponed due to the weather. Realistically, when personally speaking, I think when fans make that comparison or make that statement to say that it diminishes the league's reputation, they're probably having the Premier League in their mind. I think that's what they're comparing to. You also have to look at
the money,
and how it's not even comparable.
They probably spend more on maintenance of the pitches in the Premier League than most League of Ireland clubs make.
Yeah,
like realistically, probably.
Exactly, and so yes, it does happen, but at the same time, it's just look. We don't. Every club would love their stadium to be durable in these conditions. To face what Dublin's face. It's not it's not all of Ireland that's facing the adverse weather conditions. But look, at the same time, you would prefer the game just to be postponed than having it was, if imagine the
Yeah,
game was going ahead and the conditions aren't
and you have
terrible,
to stop.
or the pit, the ball, you're not
Yeah,
getting the same quality
yeah,
level of fixture. That would diminish the league further.
yeah. That would be there'd be clips and stuff online. Like, look at the quality of the pitch.
Yeah, like we've seen, I've seen them. You've probably seen them. Of games where if the ball is getting
Yeah,
passed across.
there's like that famous one where it like stops like just before the line.
Yeah, like that type of thing. Um, so you'd rather just the game just say, "Here, lads,
Yeah,
call it off." And as well as that, the positive perspective is, well, it was called off well ahead of time anyway. So, well, that in that case, it wouldn't have made much of a difference. But at the same time, Rovers were playing Dundalk, so it wasn't a case of
no,
it wasn't Cork City. They weren't making a nearly three
no,
hour trip up.
and also they hadn't. I doubt any of them had started their trip at that time.
Yeah, exactly. Unless they were getting on it early and booked the day off. Um, in that case, fair play to
Yeah, in
them.
that
But
case, might as well have stayed up here for the night.
yeah, and the game has been rescheduled. Just before we start recording as well, it's rescheduled for the 23rd of February, 8 p.m. Of course, Tallaght Stadium remains the venue,
That's a Monday.
and it's a Monday
Yeah,
kickoff. Yeah, so do just make sure you put that into your diaries and make sure not to miss it. The South Stand was sold out as well.
can assume all tickets will be valid then for that one as well.
They're offering refunds.
Oh, that's good.
They're offering refunds, and then I presume anyone who's, I think everyone's getting refunded. Everyone who's bought it individually gets a refund, and then
Yeah,
they'll just rebuy if they want it tens
yeah.
on the 23rd.
It's probably easier than doing some people just get
Yeah,
new
exactly, and
ones. Like,
it's the Friday. See, maybe the rescheduling's a little bit tricky for Rovers. It's the Friday after Pats at home.
yeah,
I mean, sorry, it's the Monday after Pats at home,
yeah,
and it's
that's
the Friday before Bows away. So it's in
yeah,
between two Dublin derbies now, where it would have been a week.
yeah, that's
Not great. Not what you want this early on to have Friday,
no,
Monday, Friday.
not really. Like we've talked about how later in the season there will be times that are playing multiple times a week, but
We didn't know it'd be straight from
yeah,
the off.
it'd be in February.
Yeah. But look, enough about Dundalk Gate
Just don't talk. Okay.
and the waterlogged.
Let's look to next week.
We'll look on to Shamrock Rovers' next new shiny league opener.
Yeah,
It's now
Shelbourne
Shelbourne away.
under the bright lights of Talca Park.
Yeah. It's also been confirmed just ahead of recording that the away end was fully sold out. So the 1,000 allocation that's made available to away supporters in Talca Park has now completely sold out. Tickets went on sale. What day was it? Wednesday, wasn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, it was
it was
Wednesday.
Wednesday, and then
Wednesday for members, wasn't it? And then
Wednesday
Thursday for season
members,
ticket holders.
Thursday season tickets. Yeah.
But did any of them even get to like the main?
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
think so. I didn't hear of any. They normally announce when the tickets go on general sale, and
yeah,
I wouldn't say they did because there was around just under 600 remaining after members. I saw on the email. So look, a good start to the season. Good away following in
yeah.
Talca Park. It's not too far away, of course.
No, it's only. Yeah, it's really not bad at all. It's one of the easier ways games
Yeah,
to get to.
especially for me on that train.
Yeah, that's
A
true.
beautiful train.
Yeah, I don't have that. I'll get the train home.
Yeah, the midnight train.
Yeah, going anywhere.
Well, this is the midnight train called Shamrock Rovers could be going anywhere this
Oh,
season, and we still don't know where because we don't have a league opener to
no.
dissect.
But yeah, we might as well get into shells then and talk about that properly. Talca Park. It's been a while since they've been out there. Really, it wasn't in the very late stages of last season. But yeah,
It wasn't.
just
I think the last away trip there, if I'm not mistaken, was in around June. Um,
just around Valentine's Day as well. This one, it's very
yeah, just
important.
just
Yeah,
yeah. If you're getting into the
romantic mood.
mood,
What more do you want than a bit of Rovers and shells?
exactly.
Yeah, last match in Talca Park was 13th of June. 2-1 win for Rovers.
Yep, that was a good trip. You were on
Josh,
international duty for
yeah, I wasn't here at the time.
that.
International duty. But the most recent game against Shells altogether was in Tallaght Stadium, the 1-0 loss.
Yeah, yeah, that was when this page started out, the Milltown
Yeah,
Way. That was the first match report. Was Shelbourne, but no, a tough task now for next week,
yeah,
100%, and it's a slightly different one now, isn't it? I think like
yeah. It is.
you
It's
have, but there like there's two ways of looking at it. Both teams will have one competitive game each going into it.
True. Yeah.
Rovers played, well, I say competitive with a bit of an asterisk beside
Yeah.
it because Rovers' competitive game was the President's Cup, which, as we've already said, is a glorified friendly when you lose
Yeah. It's the
it.
best thing you can win if you win it, though.
So yeah, looking at that, Shelbourne go into it after a trip to Waterford,
Yeah.
that takes place tonight of recording. Um, it offers a different perspective for Stephen Bradley on how he sets up, I think, and as well as Bradley would have like like the supporters, like ourselves, more insight to see where this team is at
Hmm.
before we go to Talca Park. But
Yeah.
it's the way it's fallen, and because the game's been postponed against Dundalk. Your expectations heading into next week with the postponement in mind?
It's a bit bigger. I don't want to. I hate to say games aren't big, but it's a bit bigger of an occasion with it being a Dublin derby and being away as well to start. Like the expectations of a win for a Dundalk game would be slightly higher than the expectations of a win for this one coming up, especially if Shells are going to want to be up there in the title race again. Uh, yeah, I think I'm never not going to say I think Rovers will win it, but it'll definitely be a tough test. Shelbourne, they're a strong side, really.
They are, and they've made
Good
some shrewd
sign.
recruitments as well. They've done well in the transfer window. They've most recently announced the re-sign of Will Jarvis
Yeah.
from Notts County
Hmm.
and fended off interest. Rovers were one of the names in the Hasso or Pats for Jarvis' signature. So they've done well to get him back at the club, and I think
Yeah.
he was important for the club before he left. That's why he got a move. Essentially, it was warranted, and now that he's back, and well, it's likely he'll play against Rovers, of course,
Yeah.
next Friday, and it'll be his second home debut, essentially.
Yeah.
So Shells are going to be up for this. Um,
Of note as well, it'll be Joey O'Brien's first full season now in charge of Shelbourne, so he'll definitely be wanting to get off to a good start. His first home game
yeah,
against Rovers, he's gonna want to win.
yeah. Well, that's it. That's another interesting aspect of
Yeah,
this
narrative
game.
you can put to.
Yeah, I think everyone can see the developments that Shelbourne are making.
Yeah.
We did mention that they're goalless drought in the UEFA Conference League phase after the qualification, but nonetheless they made it there.
That's still an achievement all in itself.
Now all they have to do is beat Larne twice. So, or sorry, not Larne, Linfield. I'll get them
Yeah.
mixed up. All they have to do is beat Linfield twice.
Now Larne would be a tough game. Not anyone can beat Larne.
Only the Super Hoops. That was a good away day
That
as
was a
well,
very
wasn't it? In
good.
Windsor
Yeah.
Park. Getting the
That was
train
getting
though.
the train up. The
Yeah.
bus getting back was a nightmare. I remember we were
Was it?
stood at the stop for ages waiting for. It
Oh yeah,
was delayed, and we had to walk about 20, 25 minutes to get to
in
the
the
stop.
rain.
I
And then
think you were watching United. I
I
think
was
wasn't it?
watching United on my phone, and then someone literally said like 2 seconds after scoring 1-1.
And you're
Whoever United were
yeah.
playing, and I'm still delayed. I was like, this is just made it. While the bus was getting delayed, it was like the bus was going to get cancelled, wasn't
Yeah, yeah,
it?
and you
Yeah,
just would have been stuck in Belfast.
not where you want to be.
No,
You want to
definitely.
get in, you want to get out.
Yeah, we
Ah.
got a Mackey's on the way back as well. Of course,
Yeah, I think
staple of an
we
away
got a
day.
Supermax on the way up. I think.
Yeah, on the train. Yeah, yeah. I remember the Supermax and a few cans of Asahi on the train up.
I had Magic. Oh, I want to say that. Now,
Yeah, that a
you,
good away day.
you see, them type of things are like open up a discussion about all island leagues.
Yeah.
Um, you know,
Jeez, the rail network is better in this country. Like, imagine you could just get a train to Derry,
yeah,
like a direct one,
yeah, because it's such
and
a
that one that would run after the game is over. That's the problem.
like because
Like, you can get one to Cork, you can get one to Galway, but you just can't get one back.
well, that's exactly it. For Sligo away,
Yeah,
that Rovers have in March.
yeah,
There's a train that leaves from Connolly
hmm
and I think it's like I think the journey would start like say 3:30 or something like that.
yeah,
But and you get there say I think it's like 7:30.
yeah,
Game starts at 8,
hmm
so you or quarter to 8 or something around that. So you
yeah,
make it,
yeah,
but then there's nothing back
Yeah.
There's nothing back after 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, so you just have to miss the game
Yeah, you get it down, but you missed the game.
completely. Um,
Just walk home.
we've gone on a
It's off of a
complete side or
tangent.
a tangent here. Yeah, Shelbourne away.
Yeah.
Um, the highly anticipated game. It offers a lot. There's a lot of needle in it. Obviously, we know ourselves being in Talca Park. Anytime Rovers are making the trip there, apart from when you're on international duty,
Yeah.
um, so then I fly the flag instead
Yeah.
of the Milltown
Bring in my
way.
replacement.
But it's going to offer a stern test. It's going to be for some of these new signings that Rovers have made. It's their first test of an away game, and it's going to be Talca Park's is small, packed. The fans are near the
Yeah.
pitch. They're going to be in on top of them.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a hostile environment.
Yeah, like for the likes of Adam Brennan, and so Jake Mulroney will be used to it being
Yeah.
there with Pats and stuff. So it's not really new to him, but for Adam Brennan in particular, um, being 20 years of age and he's come from UCD now to his first taste really of league action is going to be
Yeah.
in Talca Park.
Yeah.
He's gonna be up again. He'll be tested a lot.
You'll expect him to play, not guaranteed he'll start, but you expect him to at least make an appearance, I would say.
Yeah, but he made such a positive impact, I thought.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there is, I think,
There's a chance.
yeah, and particularly like he does have another week of preparation now to embed himself into the squad. Without a game
Yeah.
interrupting it. Like, of course, obviously they would have preferred the game interrupting it to see how he fares, but at the same time, it's now looking at Shelbourne and. Yeah, it'll just be interesting to see how he gets on and see. It'll tell. I think it'll give a good insight early doors to see where he's at mentally. Joining a club like Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah.
To come up to to go to Talca Park where as I said, fans will be in on top of him and will try to make it unpleasant for him. And it's just about how he copes with that adversity.
Yeah. And then, yeah, it would, like, he's a young lad at the end of the day. It's going to be hard to just, like, it is going to be hard. Like, thinking first big game, League of Ireland action, and it's against such a hostile crowd that's basically on top of the pitch. It'll be an adjustment to get used to, but I'd say he'd be up for it.
Yeah.
Up for the fight, I suppose. He rises to the occasion.
Well, that's it. Like, to be in this, he would have known when choosing Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah.
This is what you're up against. This is what comes with the territory. You need to be prepared to go to these grounds like Talca Park, like Dalymount Park, like Richmond Park, and deal with the fans who are going to try get in. Like Richmond Park's tight as well. Dalymount a little bit tight. So it'll be a good, this will be a good early insight to see how he's dealing with the adjustment of Shamrock Rovers, such a big club, and everyone wants to beat Rovers, and that's not just, Rovers are double champions.
Yeah.
Every win, I've wrote in the latest piece for the website, every win, every team that beats Rovers, it's a celebration,
It's a trophy for the captain.
Exactly. But it's a big, and it means more for most of the clubs, and it'll mean more for Shelbourne as well if they were to get 3 points next week. So it's up to Adam Brennan and it's up to the Rover squad to make sure they deal with that, and they're coming as double champions.
Mm-hmm.
This is their first game of the title defence now.
Yeah.
To go to Shelbourne, and as well as that, it's the early token of early bragging rights.
Yeah, it's getting the first win over a rival is a big deal at the start of the season, especially when it's 4 games per year. Well, when you need to play a team twice, but when you're playing them 4 times, having that first one over them, it's that little bit like, you just don't want it.
Yeah,
you just don't. And they're not playing. They won't be playing in the reverse fixture. Obviously, in Tala isn't until Easter Monday, so a bit of time for it to simmer as well.
Yeah, and look, there is obviously a few big Dublin derbies. You have, for Rovers, Shells, Pats, and Bows,
and and back to back to back.
So they're all coming up this month.
Yeah, big month.
Yeah, Shells and Bows away and Pats at home.
And then obviously Dundalk then as well.
Thrown now in the middle of it all.
And then right after Bows, it's Derry. Like, big start to the season.
The fixtures haven't been coined.
No.
It'll be, as you've already touched on, Shelbourne are going to look to go and challenge more for the title than they did last year.
Yeah.
And this is going to be an early an early vantage point. Really, this could. You never know how much 3 points matters until it comes to the end of the season, until it comes
Yeah.
to November. So every point matters, and it's not to say, look, of course, it's the first game. It's Rovers' first game of the season, given the goes ahead, and there's no more storms.
Yeah.
But aside from that, every point matters. Of course, you don't want to read too much into it coming up to a first game of the season. However, now that it is Shelbourne away, it does just slightly change things from,
Ups
in my
the
opinion.
ante.
It does, yeah, exactly. It ups the ante. To think,
You wanted that bit more.
yeah, like for example, like had Rovers played Dundalk, and if, for example, it ended in a draw, say,
Yeah.
you wouldn't. Of course, you'd be disappointed, but you
Yeah.
wouldn't. Unless the performance was absolutely dreadful, which I wouldn't expect it to be in any capacity.
No.
But if unless it was that, if it was a draw on the open day of the season, you're thinking, sure, that's
It's the opening day.
it's the opening day. If you go to Shelbourne and you lose on your opening day,
Yeah.
it's just different. I know it'll,
Especially if Shells win tonight.
yeah, it'll
I know it'll
sting.
be a game in hand, but you don't want a 6 point gap.
This-
Already. You don't, though.
You don't want the 6 point gap when you've just finished your first game of the season. Can you believe you just said that, Adam?
Am I wrong, though? Especially
No.
against someone like Shells.
Yeah, and you got, yeah, to go to Talca Park, and yourself from the experiences, when you see them fans on the left side and they're celebrating, and they're giving fingers to the away end, and they're doing all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Just
Praise.
Nice.
Family friendly show.
Well done, Adam.
Family friendly show.
We've gotten Adam rolled up. He's ready to go.
Yeah,
I think he has a Stone Island on right now.
I have the jersey on underneath.
Yeah, like Superman. But no, it'll be a stern test, and yeah, it'll offer early insight to see where Rovers are at. Of course, it would have been the same for Dundalk anyways, but now that the stakes,
it'll give an insight into where both teams are at as well, though.
yeah, exactly.
Think about it, Shelbourne playing Waterford. That's an easier fixture than playing Rovers.
Yeah, but away from home as well is tough.
That's true, though. Waterford,
they have a good super mix.
They do. The one thing I don't like about the Waterford Stadium is you're so far from the pitch.
I know.
I don't like running tracks around the pitch.
I know. I don't like that either.
It's not like, I just don't know, like the London Stadium, and then instead of Napoli's is like that.
Yeah,
it just doesn't sit well with me.
No. Yeah, no, you're right about that. I don't like that either. Now, anytime I've been in the away end, it hasn't stopped supporters from hopping over the barrier and trying
doing a few laps.
Yeah, make sure they're asleep for the coach home. Getting a few
tired of them.
But yeah, no, I suppose in terms of the football, that's it.
Yeah, it's not.
We didn't have a game to dissect.
It's a shorter episode.
It's a shorter episode this week than what we anticipated.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said, it's a big game now to play Shelbourne, and it's always big. I think now it's even bigger because it's the first game of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always a big game against Shelbourne and opening the season. Well, at least for Rovers, it's big. Yeah, but that's it really for the football today. One thing we just want to mention before we finish up is the club lotto. We've mentioned it before, but just so you're aware, the cost is €5 for 3 entries. The draw is done every Monday at 2 p.m. It's open to all individuals over 18, not just members or season ticket holders, so anyone can get in there. And at the end of the day, the money's going to the club you're watching and supporting each week. It's used it's directly used for infrastructure improvements, so maybe a better pitch.
Oh, that won't go down too well.
Enhanced training facilities, and also the development of the next generation of young players, really.
Yeah, exactly that. So do make sure you get your entries in. Yeah, like as you've already said, it's for a good cause. It's for the club that you're supporting, and keeping them alive, and while keeping the next generation coming through. But no, I suppose it just feels strange to wrap it up this early.
Yeah. But
it's probably our shortest episode that I've ever done.
Yeah, there's not,
and hopefully ever, because
hopefully there's no more cancellations.
Yeah.
Unless we get cancelled.
Don't know about a few of the things you've said today, Adam. I don't think you'll be here next week.
Yeah, I've been sacked.
while we're here, we're recruiting for a podcast co-host.
I'm back on international duty, but permanent.
Yeah, you're on garden leave. But no, that's it from us. We'll talk to you after Shelbourne now. You know, we were going to talk to you after Dundalk. Dundalk never happened, so we're just talking to
Yeah, we'll just talk to you. What you want to talk about?
you. But yeah, so we'll chat to you after Shelbourne, where we'll look at the Dublin Derby and how it unfolded. Hopefully,
Yeah,
um,
hopefully they're rain. Let me check the weather. Let's just see,
just in cases.
just in case. Ah, it's not raining. It's raining Monday to Thursday, but it's not raining Friday.
Oh, brilliant!
So hopefully not. It's a bit of snow on Thursday.
Oh,
No, hopefully there's another game or there could be another short episode next week as well.
how the snowball fight broke out at Talker Park. But no,
A
that's it.
miracle and talk about.
That's it from us for episode 15. Thanks for listening. Make sure you do give us a follow on all the platforms to make sure you don't miss the latest episodes. So follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you get it, and keep up to date on our social platforms at the Milltown Way across X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, the whole lot. But that's it from us, and thanks for listening. We'll chat to you after Shells.
Thanks.